Hey guys, let's talk about the East so far. At the time of me doing this, we got the Bulls and the Pistons as the top two seeds. We got a Knicks, Cavs, a Bucks, Sixers tied for third thing, and there's more teams after that. The order of this is just I don't know. I want to start with the Bucks because I've had a fun time watching them this year. Although after the blowout loss to the Raptors, well, we'll see. So offensively, the Bucks don't have a second All-Star. What they do have is a whole bunch of spacing around Giannis and a bunch of shooters that he can run two-man game with, where he can screen, they can screen, anybody can run a DHO. AJ Green, Gary Trent, Rollins, Turner with his pick and pops and just spacing the floor out. And if Turner could start scoring here soon, that'd be nice. And they have gotten some huge games out of these role players in various games. Like Cole Anthony was just running screen actions right at the Raptors in the fourth quarter early in the season. Of course, Ryan Rollins versus the Warriors, everybody saw that one. The way Rollins was like just so smart with like shooting it right when Draymond was coming up on a switch or faking out Jimmy and then having some nice footwork after he picked the ball up already around the free throw line. It makes you think that there can be more there as a scorer for Rollins, and he was also doing some of that against the Knicks as well. If Bobby Portis could make some shots, that'd be really great, which, by the way, I don't know if there's a fan base that is more angry when a player comes in the game than Bucks fans are with Bobby Portis right now. And it's on both sides of the floor for him right now. But I guess we can segue into the defense. I don't really know how good the Bucks are on defense. They're 20th right now. Look, they had a great defensive second half, especially against the Knicks. Like, Kuzma locking up Cat was the big thing there, but Ryan Rollins had some moments like deflecting passes Brunson was trying to make after Turner was pressuring him on a screen, or Rollins helping Giannis double Cat and then make him uncomfortable. AJ Green took a charge on Cat after doubling McHale with Giannis. Like, they had a really good defensive second half there. Then they had the Kings and the Raptors games where they fouled so much. And yes, Bucks fans, the technical foul with DeMar and Gary Trent was weird, and that Westbrook tip-in should not have counted. And also, Giannis could probably be getting like 3 or 4 more trips to the line in a lot of these games, for as much as he already does. But yeah, there was just a lot of unnecessary reaching to me in those games, like, I don't know, Taurean Prince swiping at DeMar as he's driving from the corner or something, which is not a bad idea, but you just gotta not foul him. I thought they were also like a little too aggressive with helping off his shooters in the Raptor game. The defensive rebounding is possibly a problem for them as well. Like, there are some things under the hood with the defense that might freak me out, might not. I need more time. But overall, I've liked the Bucks so far. Do they really have enough talent around Giannis? No, but they have a nice framework of shooting and hopefully enough defense and perhaps more of a Ryan Rollins jump than he's already made. Okay, now let's go to the Knicks. So I will admit, I hadn't seen as much of the Knicks as I really wanted to up to this point because, I don't know, there's a lot of games. So I was locked in on the Wolves game last night. First off, I picked a good game because Mitch is now back, and I think he's always going to be the key to the defense for them. 8, 10, and 3 blocks in 16 minutes. Crazy for Mitch. They just need him as healthy as possible. But then also we got this whole new offense thing where, I mean, there are some things there. Like last year they averaged 280 passes a game. Now they average about 315 passes a game. Brunson's assisted baskets are slightly higher. But yeah, there's some ideas. There were quite a few like Josh Hart, OG, DHOs with an empty corner. There were some Jordan Clarkson as the second screener for Brunson. It felt like more so when Mitch was the screener, but I probably missed when it was Cat as well. After the Wolves score, Brunson was just a quick hit ahead to McHale to where Cat can get a trailing 3 as opposed to Brunson walks it up. Of course, Josh Hart has screened for Brunson a lot, but he screened for him like super in the backcourt to get him downhill, and then the Wolves defense is scrambling. Some McHale Mitch empty side stuff. There's ideas here. Some Cat high post action to be a passer as well. Pretty much all the things that you would expect to diversify this whole thing. For me, the key is just always going to be Mitch healthy. Like without him, I just don't think they're doing it. So I don't want to dismiss all that stuff. And I also don't want to dismiss OG, who was just getting buckets in the Wolves game and getting buckets lately. A lot of it's just flow of the game stuff, but there's also been some Cat high post, OG comes around it, Cat gets him in stride towards the basket, stuff like that. And as always, OG is going to do what he does on defense. They need Mitch, you get it. Next up, let's go to the Bulls. They're the 1 seed as of right now. They have a floor spaced out with Vooch or Jalen Smith spacing it out. A lot of running, a lot of threes. Trey Jones is getting inside. We got life from Kevin Huerter, the Zach LaVine return. Pin downs, skip passes, some opponent 3-point percentage luck as well on their side right now. But really, this starts with Giddey. Also, shout out Io. But with Giddey, so the threes are mostly off the catch right now, but it's still progress nonetheless. But what's really popping is the drives. I mean, his drives are up this season, and just the physicality. Like, this is something he's been building towards for a couple seasons now with his Bob Cousy dribble package. I mean, he's bodied up McHale as well as Deuce on drives, just going right at him, a lot of the time going into his spin move. He's gotten Keon with the spin move. He's been able to, split Sabonis playing too high on a screen. He even went at a Kongwu straight up on a play and, kind of knocked him off the spot enough to get to a hook shot. I'm like, all right, the Josh Giddey drives are here. And just being able to collapse the defense like that, if you can keep it up, I mean, we know how good of a passer he is. And then with Buzelis, I mean, it's not going to be every game that he pops off, but you just can't ignore the plays, man. Like when he crosses up Oubre and then dunks on, it was him or somebody. He bulldozed DeMar on a play in the Kings game, similar thing with Schroeder. And yeah, the Bulls are fun. That win they had versus the Sixers, where Philly's offense just totally died in the fourth, like the ball stopped moving, Embiid couldn't do anything against Vooch. Maxey started the game being unable to miss on anything. Like the guy was like 7 for 7 to start the game. But then he lost his powers. Giddey makes that hook pass under the rim to Vooch, makes the three. I'm like, all right, this is happening. Also, shout out to Io again. I know I'm not talking about him much, but Io, he is just rock solid everywhere, man. Now, at the risk of being disrespectful, do I think they're going to be this high in the standings all season? No, but a Giddey and Buzelis jump, that's good stuff. Next up, the 2-seed Pistons. First off, why does my Pistons tweet have like 30,000 likes? Anyway, this team is just a lot to deal with Duren has had a couple of screens lately, one on, I think it was Elijah Harkless in the Jazz game and one on Franz in the Magic game where he's just taking them completely out of the play. He's just bulldozing them. Ron Holland had a block on Keontae in the Jazz game that was very mean. They had some really good defensive possessions in the Grizzlies game where like Ja's trying to go at Duncan Robinson, but he's denying the screen, and then Duren comes over for a double, and then Stu is a help guy at the rim because Duren and Stu have been playing together a bit lately. I mean, Stu has been starting, and all these guys, the physical foundation of this team, have also been having improvements on offense. Like Holland has been making his threes so far. Asar is finding new ways to get to the basket off the dribble. Duren is just dunking everything. Like whether his timing with Cade has just been so good lately, or, I mean, admittingly, he was taking advantage of like Kevin Love or Dwight Powell not being able to move the best on some of those screens, but it just feels like Duren, his timing, his strength, is just something is just better this year. Then you have Cade running the show, where he's had 2 games so far that are holding down his efficiency for the year, but if he keeps up, especially like the last 4 games, all the numbers are going to be better this year. I mean, his turnover percentage is a little lower this year. But yes, they do need more shooting. They definitely could use some Jaden Ivey juice on offense. Duncan Robinson can only do so much with space on the floor right now for him. But I think a big thing this year is they also just might be better on defense. I mean, for the mentality they had last year of just this physical, tough team that is going to grind to some wins, they ended up 11th in defense before being a big headache to the Knicks. Right now, they're 3rd in defense. Yes, it's very early on. Averages get weird, but the vibes are good, pretty much. Also, Asar, Duren, and Stewart are just grabbing offensive rebounds like crazy. Next up, the Cavs. This is probably going to be the shortest one. It's possible that I'm just like simplifying this too much, but they just got Garland back. I think they're going to go on a run. If they don't, then okay, we'll talk. Next up, Philly. It feels like a lot of Philly games are an adventure right now. Like their game against the Wizards, dude, Quentin Grimes has the greatest like minute of basketball that you could imagine. The guy makes 2 threes. He locks up CJ. He gets a steal on Bub in the backcourt. He blocks a Bub 3. And then he had a good defensive possession on Middleton to get it to the overtime. And then they win. Against the Celtics, they were down like 25, and then VJ starts getting in the open court, making plays for himself or Oubre. Somebody got an offensive rebound for a super deep Maxey 3, and before you know it, they're back in the game. Like, yeah, they lost it, but it was fun. And then they blow the lead to the Bulls, where they were rolling for most of the game, and then the offense just came to like such a screeching halt. So they're a bit of a roller coaster right now. As far as the big picture stuff, I mean, yeah, Maxey is great. His pull-up shooting combined with his speed is just so difficult to guard. He's drawn fouls. VJ, he still pulls off plays that are very exciting, man. Like his pullback dribble, like he hit Pritchard with that for a 3 in that Celtics game. One of his drives against the Bulls, just like a big crossover finishing over Vooch, just the stuff he's been showing off right away. Sure, he's a rookie. Like not all these games are going to be huge games. There's going to be some rough shooting nights. There's been some times where he's attacking a packed paint and you can tell it's just a little too much. That's all normal rookie stuff. McCain just came back. Sometimes Embiid is moving better than other times, we'll just say. I really have no idea what I'm going to get from this team every night, and that's cool. And I will say, putting them in, I think it was C tier of the watchability tier list, did not age well. This team's fun. Let's go to my Celtics. Heartbreaker of a loss versus the Jazz. The Keontae no call with Jalen was insane. Like they did not fine Jalen after the game because it was that ridiculous that he didn't get that call. I haven't seen the Wizards game yet. I got to record it. I'll watch it whenever I watch it. Jalen is obviously handling the new team better than Derek White is. I mean, D. White, look, he's got more attention from the defense. He's got to run more simple sets. It feels like he's getting more pull-up jumpers up a game right now. And yeah, it's just asking him to do a bit more than you'd really want him to do on a team trying to win. I mean, he was like the 3rd/4th option for a minute there. Anyway, the other thing is, what guys on the team now do we think can be real rotation dudes when Tatum is back and they make whatever other moves they might make? Look, Hugo, their rookie, they're putting him on tough matchups. He is totally up for the challenge. I don't know what he's going to be on offense, and also I have this play in my head in the Jazz game where he just helped off of Markkanen for really no reason for a corner three. You can't do that stuff, Hugo, but in general, they like his energy. And then for Keita, the advanced stats say he's amazing. He is winning me over. It's not perfect. Like sometimes the timing on contests might not be great, or he might miss a box out, but in general, screen setting, being in the right spot on defense, and also the timing of his rolls, it's been good. They're way better with him than without him. Let's go to the Raptors. Ingram, RJ, and Scotty are all shooting well. Quickly, it's an experience right now. We'll just say that. I think my favorite player on the Raptors is Mamu. Like, whenever he comes in the game and he's just spacing the floor out and he's running pick and pops or whatever, even if he doesn't take that many shots, it just makes all the sense in the world, man. I mean, it's a pretty simple description, but that's what it is. Like, sure, you can find your Ingram and Jakob Poeltl empty side actions. You can find your moments of, like, Scotty screening for Ingram as Ingram is catching the ball so he can, like, kind of flow into a pull-up, too. This is also against the Bucks zone, to be clear, so the middle of the floor was open, but the Raptors feel cool to me. Also, CMB on offense, Colin Murray-Boyles, their first-round pick. Really good from 3 in 2 games. We'll just see with more of that. Liked the drives and the rolls in the Grizzlies game. Of course, Darko hasn't been around that long, but when I think of the Raptors, I still just snap reaction think of, like, 6'8", versatile, switchy wings and stuff. And there's a world where CMB is just the best example of that type of guy. You know, guard all types of positions, switch, run DHOs, screen all over the place. You get it. They need quickly to get it together, though. Another quick one, the Pacers. Hey, man, somebody's got to have the season from hell every year. They will be back. Next up, Miami. So I think enough has been said about the offense. Running way less screens on the ball, Bam shooting more threes, and just a whole lot of passes around the three-point line or pushing it off of makes and misses. Just somebody searching for a driving lane, whether it's Jaquez or Pelle Larsson or Davion, Wiggins, Fontecchio. Fontecchio also just can't miss from 3. And of course, Norm. How can I forget Norm? They're 7th in defense as I do this. And looking at their defense in that third quarter, the second half, but really the third quarter against the Clippers, I mean, Pelle Larsson has his own personal run of just being annoying to James Harden. On the ball, stealing a pass for him. Also was like all over Kawhi and then knocked the ball loose, got on the floor for that one. He screened somebody off the ball to open up a Wiggins 3, just good role player stuff. Then in the fourth quarter, Bam cooks Zoo a couple times at the free throw line. He super locks up Harden on a switch, which it's always a funny thing when I watch a Heat game. Guards just keep on trying Bam on switches. I'm like, it's 2025. We're still doing this? Bam also had a great double on Kawhi as well. And then for all that, they almost lost because of some Zubac, Norm Powell jump ball stuff, and Kawhi missing a almost back-to-back buzzer beater for him. I don't know. Miami, they're definitely more fun than I thought they'd be going into the season. But now Bam's got a foot injury. I don't know, man. Also, Khalil Ware, Spo, how we feeling? And it feels like Jaquez may be the biggest winner of this new offense. The plays in which he is going in a sprint with the ball versus a backpedaling defense, I mean, that just plays to how he's supposed to score so much. Next up, we go to Atlanta. So my big picture take with the Hawks so far is that it feels like their season hasn't really started because they started off bad, and then Trey is now out for a while. The little picture thing is they have been winning some games here, and they had a nice win against the Magic, although the Magic are not good right now. I mean, what I noticed in that game defensively was just the Hawks loading up inside, and I mean, you got KP ignoring Wendell, you got just a lot of Hawks in the paint on so many plays. Not just KP, like Mo Gay had some really good contests on Paolo, whatever. The idea without Trey is that between Nikhil, Dyson, KP, Reese Shea, they can just be awesome defensively, right? Now on top of that, Jalen Johnson, he's got a super efficient 20 a game right now, having to handle the ball more. In the Pacer game, he's working on like Neesmith or Jarris Walker off the dribble. Found Mo Gay for a lob on a screen. Who do we have left? Quick notes. The Nets, good lord. The Hornets, look, for all the nice things we can say about Kahn or Kalkbrenner or Sion James, LaMelo's now going to miss his 3rd straight game with an ankle thing. Brendan Miller's played 2 games. Like, we're not doing another season of this, are we? The Wiz, the real core of this team seems to be Keyshawn, Sarr. Both of them are scoring more this year. We love that. Trey Johnson, I think Koulibaly's still there. And then after that, I don't know. They would probably be better off right now with like a real starting point guard and then Bub coming off the bench. But as far as Sarr, I think what has been most noticeable to me is his, I'll say like 1 to 3 dribble plays to get to his spots within the three-point line. Like, he was doing this in the Celtics game that led to him getting like some fadeaways or hooks or push shots or whatever in the paint. Against the Knicks, he would get it out at the free throw line, and it's like 1 or 2 dribbles driving at Cat or whatever. So there's the Wiz. And then finally, the Magic. I mean, I did a video on them not long ago saying they were disappointing. Since then, they've been 2-2. So, okay. Whether it's they don't have the depth, this fast pace is leading to their defense being worse, and they got to get back to the slow, grinded-out style of last year. Also, Desmond Bane, he's just got to have a game where he goes like 6 for 8 from 3 or something. Anyway, I think that's it. Have a good one, guys.